we wanted to jump in early because the fish are a biting over at Dogs HQ. In addition to it kind of being a little bit of a wild, weird, wacky day, decommitment, uh, transfer
Transfer.
portal, might not be very far away from a commitment either at this point. Listen, I don't think we've been shy about reporting over at Dogs HQ. I know I have. Dylan Raiola very much kind of trending Georgia's way, and sounds like something might be going down there a little sooner rather than later. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think anything's 100% done, anything like that. But the possibility certainly exists. And goodness gracious, if that were to happen, and I get it, right? The timing seems right for something like this. Kirby has done a great job of sort of owning the news. Georgia today loses Landon Thomas in the class 2024, drops to number 2 in the class ranking. Barry Alexander, obviously, heads for the transfer portal over the weekend. 2 highly rated guys, one already on the team and one in the class. And so, nothing will surprise me is what I will say about that. Like I said, I don't think anything's a done deal. And I've been very skeptical this whole time, primarily because I just got a lot of that Munson in me when it comes to things like this. USC has been a big factor. Nebraska has been a big factor. Georgia has been there throughout for Dylan Raiola. And you've got your pick in on the RPM. I don't disagree with that right now. And I think you could be onto something.
Yeah. So I was told one of the things that I heard over this weekend was that the family, did out of courtesy, I think they did kind of give Nebraska a little bit of an extension, kind of reached the arm out and was like, hey, we'll shake your hand and kind of see what the handshake feels like. But I don't ever think Nebraska was ever really a big time contender. And I almost think that USC thus far, because it's not over till it's over. USC kind of had a little bit of a, they surprised them a little bit, I think, and they impressed them a little bit. But Georgia has been, since the national championship game, it goes back to then. And I believe he told Chad Simmons at the time, it was like, hey, man, Georgia's just different.
Yeah.
And
the Nebraska thing, to me, it was like the main sell has always been like program savior, right? Like you come in, Nebraska, you could, if you're Dylan Raiola, you could sweep floors in Nebraska and people would pay for you to live in Lincoln for the rest of your life. It's that kind of setup. USC, always a compelling option because of Lincoln Riley and, what he's done with quarterbacks. They haven't won maybe on the highest level yet. I think that they can get there with what they do. And, but if you want to be a top guy in the NFL draft and you want to be a guy who's putting up numbers, USC makes all the sense in the world, in my opinion. But yeah, like you said, the feeling around Georgia has always been, Georgia's a little bit different. Georgia operates its program a little bit differently. There's I read a quote not long ago from his father, Dominic Raiola, who said that, you'd never know these guys are champions.
yeah.
They're starving. He said they're starving in practice, eating off the floor, as Palmer likes to say all the time. So I think it's listen, it's compelling. And like I said, don't count your chickens just yet. Could it happen soon? Sure. But I don't know that anything is a locked, loaded, and done deal.